What is going on? Beyond the break here. Today we are going through a PSA submission prep video. Going to break down the cards that we are submitting, taking advantage of PSA's NFL special currently running for July. Going to break down what we purchased for the card in from a raw standpoint, and then a further breakdown from a grading fee, eBay fee, and then what we feel the grade will be and what we feel the profit will be on the card. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So here we got a Reggie Wayne Blue Wave. This is, in my mind, a clean 10. Centering looks great. No issues here whatsoever. So we bought this card in auction for $4.33. In a PSA 10, we're looking at a $45 card-ish. Comps were around that $45, $50 range, so kind of want to be on the conservative end. Grading fees, with the special going on, looking at $16 a card. With an eBay fee, we always look at 15% of purchase sales for a profit a little under 18 bucks. This is a Mike Evans rookie refractor. Centering was real clean in my mind. No issues there. Back looked great. Definitely think this is a Sherf Fire 10. So from a raw standpoint, we bought this for $12. In a PSA 10 that we're guessing this will get, this will go for roughly around $75. This card is one that maybe we would hold on to once he gets into the Hall of Fame, as he is a surefire potential first-time ballot Hall of Famer. But currently running for about $75 a card. Comps were kind of all over the place, so we kind of averaged out 75 for profit of $35.75 once feeds are deducted. Here's a really cool card. This is a Rob Gronkowski Prism from the 2013 set. Blue Pulsar. Centering was great, left to right. I think the only thing was it might have been a little bit thicker in the top than the bottom. I don't think it's enough to warrant a PSA 9. Other than that, it was clean. So we're thinking this is a PSA 10. So from a raw standpoint, we bought this for $15.50. Again, comps were kind of all over the place, so averaging out to another $75 card. Sometimes we'll be on the conservative side. I do think this is a higher value card, as his and this is just from the sleeve there. It's not a dent in the card. As his value, I think, will rise. So $75 card, fees deducted, looking at a little under $33 in profit. This is just a cool Justin Jefferson. This is a throwback prism. No huddle. Thought this was real clean. No issues here. Bought this card for a little under 10 bucks at $9.50. This comp was interesting. The last one went for about $45. I do think it's a higher price card, but we'll stick with the $45 price point for right now, for a little under $13 in profit. Here's another card that we feel is a Surefire 10. Saw no issues here. Centering was just absolutely clean. No issues there. Back was great. This is a cheaper card, probably one of the cheaper cards in the lot here. Got this for a little under $2.50. PSA 10, no comps, so we felt this was a $40 card. Typically we have a good estimate of these X-fractors. For a $40 card, we're just looking at a profit a little under 16 bucks. So not too bad for a $2 card. This is a tricky one. So this one is the Brian Urlacher refractor from the 2006 lot, Topps Chrome. Got this for $7.50. Comps, surprisingly, we saw some that were around $100 mark, and then some around that $70 mark. So we went with $80 if it does get that PSA 10, which we feel we should get a PSA 10. Now, with the PSA 10, we're looking at $44.50 in profit. I do think it is a little bit left to right. But other than that, everything else was real clean. So in my mind, I do think this should get a 10. you know, worst case scenario, 9. But it does get a 10. We're looking at $44.50. Here's a Marquise Colston Signature Series from 2022 Prism. Blue Ice out of 99. No, not a Hall of Famer. Actually, he did not even make a Pro Bowl when I bought this card. I looked it up. So, but, you know, he's still Saints all-time receiving yards holder. Still beloved, probably, I'm sure, in the New Orleans area, won a Super Bowl. So, you know, figure for $8.50 for this type of card, why not? So in a PSA 10, we estimate this to be about $55 card, looking at a profit of a little over $22. Here's just your basic Topps Finest Barry Sanders. We did peel off the protector. In my mind, this is clean, but knowing PSA, I think we'll get the 9 here. Obviously, in a 10, you know, you're looking at a $50, $60 card. PSA 9, probably just a $20 card. So, you know, if this were to get a 9, which we're predicting will probably just break even. Bought this for a little over $2. In a 9, you're looking at probably like a $20 card, which would then, with the fees included, would just break even, which would be okay. It would be one that we would be okay getting a 9 in. Here's a Frank Gore X-Fractor out of 399. This, I do think this will get a 9, unfortunately. I'm hoping for the 9 at least. Obviously, would like to see the 10. You know, there is a little bit of whitening, but other than that, everything else was clean. We got this for a little over $2.75. No recent comps in a 9 nor a 10. So we're estimating this, if this were to get a PSA 9, you know, it's probably a $25, $30 card, which again, even if it is a $25, $30 card, we'd still see a little bit of profit of $6.75. Here's a Brian Urlacher Topps Finest. Sending a handful of these, so I'm not guaranteeing all 10s. Obviously, I'm not guaranteeing all 10s entirely for this order. In my mind, this would probably be the one we would get the 9 in. We did get this card for actually spent, you know, a little over $12 raw in auction style. It is a little bit left to right, a little bit thinner on the left side here. So out of all the ones we sent, I thought this was the worst conditioned one, so I'm going to lean towards a 9 here. So with the 9, we did spend $12, you know, we're looking at probably a PSA 9 $30 card in my mind, which, that being said, would primarily break even, maybe lose. You know, I think it's looking like around $2 we would lose. But, you know, in hopes that we get the 10, we may be making a decent profit. So here's another one of the Topps Finest. This is the Gates. This one was probably the cleanest in my mind. No issues here whatsoever out of 199. We got this for $10. We're estimating from a recent comps to be about $60 card for a profit of $25. Here's a Ben Roethlisberger Blue Wave. This one was clean. The only issue, as usual with these prisms from 2019, is to all the black corners. There was a little bit of whitening down here. So out of all these cards, out of the conditions we're seeing, I would estimate this to be a 9. We got this for $5.50 in a 9. Comps were tough. Other 9s were going for a little bit over, actually. Like, you know, the Blue Ice we found went for $40. I think that's a little overpriced for a PSA 9. I'm estimating this to be a $30 card. So with that being said, if we do get a 9 and we do sell this for $30 with fees included, we're looking at $4 in profit. Here's a Randy Moss. Got this for $10. This is at $11.99. This one's interesting just because of the sheer fact that the back looks great. Centering looks absolutely stunning here. No issues. White back obviously makes it easier. The surface looked great. I didn't see any issues. There might have been one little tiny scratch. Other than that, the only other issue that I've been pointing out is it's a little bit heavier on the left side, if that's how they're looking at the centering. I mean, the Oakland, the O and the Oakland, the S looks more centered than the image. So in my mind, this is between a 9 and 10. If we got this for $10, if we get a 9, it's probably just a $20 card. We're probably losing a couple bucks. If we get a 10, it's $75 card for over $37 in profit. Here's Devonte Smith, green ice emergent. Just like the cool color match in this card. Got this for a little over $1. It's just a sleeve again. Don't worry about that. In a PSA 10 that we're looking at a $40 card for a profit of $16.75. Same here for the Jamar Chase. Wouldn't be saying this if we didn't think this was a clear 10. This one, obviously, I think Devontae's a clear 10. This one might be, I think it's a 10. Centering, I can't tell, maybe top to bottom. But on this side, the center looks much better. I usually go more towards the front if centering is a little bit off in the back, but the front looks great. So got this for $2. Again, $40 card in a PSA 10 probably might be a little bit more. But with that being said, you're looking at a $40 card, be on the conservative side, looking at $15.75 in profit. So here's the big card. This is the Tom Brady refractor. Centering was great, absolutely great. There is one tiny dimple there, tiny dimple. And one, I think, on the back here, maybe one up here somewhere. In my mind, I think it's a 9. I can't see this being a 10. I mean, centering looked great. So other than that little dimple up there, might be get away with it. I'm hoping, obviously, but with these goats, you kind of need a Sherf Fire clean card to get a 10. So we spent $46 for this. I thought it was a little bit on the cheaper side. It was right at comps, actually. So it's $46. Looking in PSA 9, comps are going between $70 and $100. So we estimate this to be about an $85 card in a PSA 9. So this would give us a profit of $10. So not a big card, but I just want to grade this, get this in a 9, hopefully, with an outside chance of a 10. This is another one of the Topps finest. This is Larry Fitz. This one, I think it's between a 9 and 10. I'm leaning more towards 10. I was able to get a lot of the smudges off that I found. So the back looked clean. Other than that, centering was much better than the Urlacher one. For this one, we bought for a little over $9. Estimated this to be about a $65 card in a PSA 10, for a profit of over $30. Oops. And then lastly, one more of these Topps finest, the Curtis Martin Blue. This one was clean. I saw no issues here, no issues at all. Got this for a little over $6. Estimate this to be a little bit under for a $45 card in a PSA 10 for a little bit over profit of $16.20. So that's the breakdown. So all in all, for the raw side, we are in for $167. If our grades are correct between the PSA 9s and PSA 10s, we're looking at $950 in profit, but with fees and everything deducted, we're looking a little over $354 in overall profit once we deduct fees. So all in all, that's our grading predictions for this order. Hoping for a solid gem rate. Obviously, some might come back that we think are 9s, that are come back 10s, and vice versa. So hoping for the best. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And as always, please leave stuff in the comments. Love interacting with you guys in the comments section. Until next time, peace.